Governor Ron DeSantis of our great state of Florida has decided that we as a state are moving into Phase 3, and he entered an executive order, and it really radically changes what's going on with the COVID situation in the state. He's determined that no COVID ordinance, and he's put this in his executive order, no COVID ordinance can forbid or impede any business from operating in this state. Restaurants and bars fully reopened, able to be reopened up to 100% capacity. Now, he does leave the possibility in certain areas that local ordinances could restrict capacity, but they have to go through and explain exactly why they're restricting capacity and why that's justified, and they cannot restrict capacity to anything below 50%. But as of right now, all of the restrictions on capacity for restaurants, bars, and other businesses are nullified. How about this? No local mask ordinances shall carry any weight of enforcement. And he has entered executive clemency for any fines previously issued and for any future fines. There is no ability to fine somebody for not wearing a mask anymore. And what I thought was so interesting was I got a little buzz on my phone the other day, I think it was yesterday, and it was a little reminder from the city of Tampa that all local mask ordinances put in place by Mayor Castor. Yeah, that wasn't a mistake, believe me. Mayor Castro is what we call her. All of her, you talk about fascism. Talk about people who love the exercise of executive power to restrict your rights and liberties. And we got a perfect example over in the city of Tampa with Mayor Castor. Because after the governor says that these ordinances are of no further force and effect and you cannot be fined for them, she has the city of Tampa send out a message to our phones just to remind us that all those ordinances remain in place. No, they don't. No, they don't. The governor says they don't. And guess who's in charge? The governor. In fact, he could remove her if he wanted to from her office if she's doing something wrong. And certainly having a mayor trying to override a governor's executive order is not only legally improper, but it's also just kind of offensive. I mean, who do you think you are, Mayor Castor?
Now, I noticed this morning when you came in, you didn't have your mask on.
Yeah, because I'm not wearing it anymore.
Right.
I'm not doing it.
I went, wow.
And, let them find me. You try it. We'll take you all the way up. And I got the governor behind me. So, and I'm amazed. I say everybody on the elevator, they were giving me these furtive looks this morning in my building because I got on without a mask. Everybody's like, backing into the corner of the elevator. Oh, my God. Oh, he doesn't have a mask on. These masks don't even do anything. You look at the scientific studies. You look at the double-blind placebo studies. These masks that everybody's wearing, particularly the cloth ones, don't even do anything. Even the N95s they're not small enough to stop the virus particles. I know people say, well, you got this thing where, all the virus particles are in a water droplet and the water droplet gets caught on the mask. I've heard that story. But you look at the double-blind placebo studies that actually study the issue. I mean, that's the gold standard, right? Double-blind placebo study. And they've done this on mask wearing and whether or not it actually affects the virus transmission on things like the flu virus, like the coronavirus. And guess what? It doesn't. It does not. In fact, it actually causes more issues because you got the potential buildup of mask particles on your mask. People are reusing the same mask over and over. I know I've been wearing the same blue surgical mask for 3 months. If there's virus particles, that thing's got to be covered in them. It's got to be the most unclean thing I put on every day. Well, and I'm not putting it back on anymore.
Well, I think it's really crazy. I'll watch somebody get out of their car from a restaurant that I go to without a mask on. They'll put their mask on. They'll walk through the door with their mask on. And as soon as they sit down, everybody's mask is off in the restaurant.
Yeah, it's crazy. This mask thing, it's almost like more about controlling your mind than it is about controlling the virus. I think of that
all the time.
It's about submission and controlling your mind. And that's why you got people wearing neck gaiters and cloth masks, none of which are effective at all. Not even close to. It's like people wearing bandanas. None of that's effective at all.
Or how about the shield?
Or the face shield.
Just the clear shield.
But you got to wear it, because otherwise everybody looks at you. You're not wearing your mask. You must want to kill other people. No, I just don't believe in fairy tales. I just don't believe in unscientific nonsense, and I'm not going to be cowed to wear a mask. Now, I have to say, I've been wearing them because I just don't want the trouble of it,
Right.
And we should be clear, private businesses can still enact their own regulations. So Publix can still say you have to have a mask to go in Publix. They can still do that, but the government can't say you have to have a mask to go in Publix. Now, we'll see what Publix does. They may not want to make trouble with the mayor, so they may keep it going here locally. And I would just say vote with your feet. If it's something that bothers you, go to a store that doesn't require it. And nobody is going to be mandated by the government to require the mask. Thank you for listening to the Morgan Streetman Show. We hope you enjoyed what you heard, and if you did, please click like and subscribe to help us out. And remember that we recommend that you exercise your brain at least once a week.